You think downsizing is going to save you money, lower bills, easier way of life, smaller house.
And then you get to Charleston and you realize you're about to spend the same amount or more for less space.
Because downsizing here isn't about saving money. It's about lifestyle, and you're trading one for the other. And that's where it can get a little bit into the weeds.
And if you don't understand that going in, you can end up paying the same, living smaller, and wondering why it doesn't feel like an upgrade. So let's break down what actually happens and how to make the right decision for you. Now, what most people don't realize is downsizing in Charleston could be a trade as opposed to a discount, because people come in thinking, I want something smaller and simpler, but here's what happens. It's not just downsizing space, they're usually upgrading their location, the conditions, and their lifestyle. And those things cost money in Charleston.
So instead of going from a big house to a smaller payment, that makes sense for downsizing in most scenarios. But here, what really happens is you go from big house, smaller home in a better area, same payment. Or even this scenario happens, they go from big house to low maintenance living, lovely, to a higher payment. Like, what?
Yeah, and that's the first mindset shift. You're not buying less, you're buying different.
Okay, here's where people get it twisted. They look at price and size first versus asking themselves, how do I want to live every day? Because lifestyle is huge here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they end up in a smaller home in a location that doesn't fit, with trade-offs they didn't even think through.
Yeah, and it goes south really quick with like a longer commute, less convenience, like they're living someplace that's harder to get just to the basics, unexpected costs in said place, and then it's just clunky and they're throwing elbows. And
then they're in a smaller house, but life didn't get any easier, and that's where they make the mistakes.
Yeah, so we're not trying to scare you, just we're going to work it through, but we just want to kind of tell you, like, that happens a lot. If you are new here, I am Angel, this is Dan. We are the Gen X Realtors in Charleston. We are Generation X. What are we dealing with right now? We're dealing with downsizing. We're dealing with relocating. We're dealing with inheriting our boomer parents' properties. And we are, a lot of us are retired or still in the military. So we handle all four of those really significant, and we'll help anybody, but we handle those four significant things that our generation is kind of in the middle of right now. So if that is you or you're one of those, there is a link in the description below if you'd like to book a VIP call with us, and we can talk about your situation, your story, and get you here straight away.
Absolutely. So getting back to the downsizing, ask yourself this: are you trying to save money or simplify your life? Because those two things can be completely different paths here.
All right, so let's talk about what the money looks like when you're downsizing here in Charleston, because this is where we can kind of get into the weeds. What are you going to be paying for, and what is going to be the trade-off for what you're paying for? Are you going to want to be near the beach? Are you going to want to be near restaurants and everything that Charleston has to offer on the nightlife or the daily? Do you want walkable, lifestyle? Do you want walking paths? Do you want to be around? Like, some people don't want to be in the 55 plus, even though our generation is kind of qualifying for it. A lot of us are like, no, we don't want to be in 55 plus. That's cool. Maybe you want to be around the younger kids. All of that is where the money is going to land, because all of those come with that trade-off that we were talking about earlier. So let's talk about where the money lands when you consider downsizing and relocating here to Charleston. So where the money lands tends to kind of fall into some categories. Location. Are you a foodie? Do you want to be in or near the downtown Charleston area for all the awesomeness that it has? Do you want walkability? Do you want beach access? That is one element that is going to affect where the money moves to.
Right. And another reason that your costs could go up in downsizing is maybe you don't want to have to worry about the condition of where you're going to live. So you want a move-in ready home, you want new construction, and you want an updated interior to that home.
And guess what comes with new construction and updated interiors? HOAs, baby. And it's a trade-off again. So you're getting a low maintenance living. You're getting your yard work done in a lot of cases. You're getting low maintenance homes because the yards are, really, really maintainable. But you're also getting an HOA and everything that comes with living underneath an HOA. So we're not here to judge an HOA one way or the other. We're just letting you know that usually with those comes the amenities, and the amenities are awesome in some of them.
Yeah.
The pool, the pickleball, the walking paths, the golf cart rides and parades and everything that all the fun things that they do. And for some people, that's the boxes that need to be checked and they're done.
Well, and again, it's about an easier lifestyle. So you might be paying more with the HOA fees, but you're getting everything you want.
Yeah.
And it's being delivered to you on a silver platter.
Yeah. So again, this is trade-off lifestyle. This is not a you win, you lose. It's just what do you want it to look like when you downsize and relocate here?
Yeah.
And all of that comes back to the money, because you don't want to downsize and have it look the same financially, or maybe you do.
Yeah. Yeah, some folks, they downsize and they're paying the same amount of money, but they're in a better place.
And they've got better.
So if you're moving here, you're going to fall basically into 3 different categories. One is you want to maximize your lifestyle. That means you want to be in a prime location, you want walkability, you want convenience, you want an updated home where you don't have to worry about anything. But the trade-off is you're likely to spend the same or more. You will probably have less space because you're downsizing, but your day-to-day life gets a whole lot easier.
Okay, and the second category is going to be where you give up a few of those things that Dan mentioned. Like you might find an older home. It might need a little more TLC or sweat equity. It might be a little further out than some of the stuff that happens in the metro or, suburbs. Let's talk about the reality of when people say you're a little further out, but you're really only 25 or 30 minutes from downtown Charleston. Yes, you are 25 to 30 miles from Charleston, and that can take you somewhere upwards of 45 to 50 minutes, depending on traffic. So yes, you are still spitting distance to Charleston. Might take you a little bit longer than 25 or 30 minutes, just FYI.
Yep. Or category 3, you want a balance of both. And this is where most people land, right? So they compromise a little bit on the location, they kind of find something in between. They might get something that's kind of updated but needs some work. They accept some maintenance to do themselves, or they go with an HOA. And the result is they do get a slightly smaller home, a slightly improved lifestyle, and roughly a similar monthly cost. Drop us a comment below. Which one are you trying to do? Are you trying to simplify your lifestyle, or are you trying to save money in a new area?
All of them are awesome. All of them are reasonable. We'd like to hear from you in the comments below. Let us know. One of the things we like to do in all of our videos is we like to do a Gen X fun fact. Take it back from back in the day, the best generation ever. Best music, best concerts, best TV shows, best everything. So this guy likes to try to stump me and see how Gen X I am with some sort of fun fact. So if you get it before I do, I won't know, but I want to hear that in the comments as well. If you got the answer that he's about to ask from back in the day. Let's go, Dan. Gen X fun fact.
Okay.
Yes.
So back in the 80s, there was a lot of beer commercials.
Oh.
That was a big thing.
Yes.
So my question to you is, what were the 2 most popular beer commercials in the 80s?
Lowenbrow? Let it be Lowenbrow.
It wasn't one of the top 2, but yes, it's a great one.
It wasn't the top 2? Oh.
Let it be Lowenbrow. You do that right when you wake.
Miller, it's Miller time.
Nope.
Miller. Well, what? They're gonna have to edit the crap out of this. Is it Bud Light? It's a Bud Light?
Well, kinda.
Okay.
I'll tell you the first one. The first one is Miller Lite because the tagline was, tastes great.
Less filling.
Less filling. And they had all these
How did I not get that?
They had all these C-rated stars that were promoting that, and it was pretty funny.
They'd probably love a redo right about now.
Now the second one.
I don't know. I said Lowenbrow.
The second one had a mascot.
Heineken.
What's a Heineken mascot?
I don't know. I'm just guessing out. I'm just going through the beer aisle. Like, what was that one?
Okay, you ready for the mascot?
Yeah.
Spuds McKenzie. was that dog that they used to dress in clothing?
Where was I? What was I drinking? I was drinking Zima. That's why I don't know.
I think you might have had too much to drink. And you just don't remember.
I was drinking Bartles and James. What was it?
Oh yeah, what was the thing with those guys?
None of your business. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was those old guys on the porch, Bartles and James. And that wasn't really them, but that's what they made us think they were. Anyway, clearly I was drinking different things than he was. Well, whatever. Anyway, it was Gen X. Did you get it before I did? Because I can't believe that, man.
No, wow. So now we're going to talk about the hidden costs that people don't talk about that could affect the money that you're spending on downsizing. Number one is the property taxes. So in South Carolina, if it's your primary residence, you only have a 4% tax rate, which is fantastic.
Hello.
However, if you're downsizing and thinking of using it as a rental because maybe you don't spend the whole year in South Carolina, well, guess what?
Not so.
It's going to be a 6% property tax rate, and that money you thought you were saving, you're just going to be spending it somewhere else.
Okay, drum roll, please. Yes, we live in what is called the Low Country. There's water everywhere down here. Bridges over streams, bridges over rivers, and there's just your retention ponds. And then, oh, by the way, the Atlantic Ocean. So we are going to have a conversation about flood zones and homeowners insurance, because those can be very, very different depending on your proximity to the water.
Yeah.
And we all are going to be near it at some point. You just want to figure out how close and what that cost is going to do to your monthly.
And if you want to live in the heart of Charleston, you're going to be paying for higher flood insurance because of your location.
We made a video on that. If you're on our channel, we have another video about that, specifically the X, the AE, the E, all of them. So make sure you watch that video as well.
Yep.
And then, as we discussed earlier, HOA fees. Those are going to be far and wide, depending on what kind of amenity. If it's 55 plus, the HOA is low because there's a lot of people, or it's high because there's not a lot of people. It just depends on where you're going to land. But 9 times out of 10, you will have a conversation, or we will have a conversation with you about your downsizing HOA.
And another hidden cost that people don't think about is the cost of your time, right? And there's a trade-off there. So you're either handling maintenance yourself, which is using your time, or you're paying for the convenience of an HOA. You're paying a higher purchase price to get a home that has less issues that you have to deal with, or you're just going with new construction. And there's really no version where that disappears. You're either costing yourself time or you're costing yourself money.
Okay, when it comes to downsizing, hopefully we did not make this as clear as mud, but let's break it down so you can have a good takeaway from this video. Start with your lifestyle, not the house. How do you want to live? What's your day-to-day? Are you still working? Are you commuting? Things like that make a difference. And then what does the house look like after that?
And the next thing is you want to be honest about what you care about most. What's most important to you? Is it lower cost? Is it a better location? Or is it less maintenance? You're always going to lean towards one of those three.
We're Gen Xers, right? Like we want a lot less to take care of at this midlife stage anyway. So spend a little time on that one. And the third thing is you want to know the trade-offs before we close escrow, right? All of those things matter, and it makes a difference before we get you into the property. Because once you're in there, that's it. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way we know you like this video. YouTube knows you like this video. Other Gen Xers will know that this video has been made for our generation. We didn't forget about us. And that way, and it's no cost to you. That way we know what videos to make going forward week after week. And let's finish up this downsizing conversation. And a bad downsize feels like you really miss your old house. You are driving a crap ton more than you thought you would be. You're paying the same, but without all the goodies that come with it.
What does a good downsize feel like, right? So one, the home fits the current stage of life that you're in. Your daily routine is easier. Your costs make sense. And you actually take advantage of and enjoy where you're now living.
Yeah, one that would probably make you throw elbows is if you're still in a commute that you miss your old house because it's bigger, better, and awesomer. And, you're not really enjoying all of the compromises that you made to downsize to get here.
Yeah,
that would really suck.
Yeah, like you're paying the same, but not getting any extra benefits.
Yeah, that's no bueno. We really want to help you not make those decisions.
Yeah, we don't want you to compromise.
Yeah, no. We would love to help you if that is the case. We look forward to seeing you next week.